If you are looking for some support for current affairs, if you are a fresher, you are a working professional, you are a repeater, but you want some support for current affairs, then I have a program for you. I have given the brochure and also the announcement video link in the description. You can watch if you are interested. Hello all, welcome back to Current Affairs Hitlist series. I'm Guna Mathivanan from Offices IAS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about National Sickle Cell Anemia Elimination Mission. To understand about National Sickle Cell Anemia, we have to understand about sickle cell disease. But first, we will try to understand what is anemia, right? But before that anemia, let me explain about blood. Our blood contains 4 components. One is plasma, another one is platelets, another one is white blood cell, another one is red blood cell. Our blood has 4 components: WBC, RBC, platelets, and plasma. This RBC is responsible for carrying oxygen to different parts of our body. RBC is responsible to carry oxygen to different parts of the body. Right? When the RBCs are affected, then oxygen cannot be carried to different parts of the body. That situation is called as anemia. It is a condition in which body does not have enough healthy RBCs. When there is no sufficient RBC, when the RBC is not healthy or when the RBC is not sufficient, then it cannot take oxygen to different parts of the body. That is anemia. So this problem, right, of reduced RBC cells or unhealthy RBC cells, that can be caused by various reasons. Broadly, it is called as anemia. It can be caused by various reasons. So sickle cell disease is also one reason for causing sickle cell anemia. We will discuss about that condition, about the sickle cell condition. See, inside this RBC, we have a protein called as hemoglobin. This hemoglobin is the actual protein which is responsible for carrying the blood from surplus area to other areas of the body. Surplus area is lungs. From lungs, the oxygen will be carried out to the other parts of the body through this red blood cells. Right. Now, this hemoglobin has 4 subcomponents. This hemoglobin protein has 4 subcomponents. Okay, 2 subcomponents is called as alpha globulin. It is called as alpha globulin, and the remaining 2 is called as beta globulin. Okay, the 2 subunits is called as alpha globulin. The another 2 is called as beta globulin. Okay, so we'll have 2 alpha globulin and 2 beta globulin. You need not remember this, but just to explain it becomes easy for me. Right? So sometimes what happens, mutation in gene happens. Sometimes the gene gets mutated. So what is a gene? What is mutation? Let me explain that first. See, in our body, we have, our body is made up of cells. Our body is made up of cell. And each cell has nucleus. And each nucleus has 23 pairs of chromosomes. 23 pairs of chromosomes. That means 46 chromosomes we have. Okay. And each chromosome are nothing but compressed DNA. They are nothing but compressed DNA. So each chromosome is a compressed DNA. Now what is a gene? So this is a DNA, okay. It is compressed, okay. Now what is a gene? A segment of the DNA which is very important. A segment of a DNA which is very important. That segment is called as gene. Imagine a notebook, a textbook. A textbook contains so much of information. Imagine a textbook as a DNA. DNA has so much of information. In the textbook, there are certain pages which are very important. Like that, in that entire DNA, there are certain segments which are very important. That is called as gene. Okay. Sometimes what happens is, this gene will change. Sometimes that segment of DNA that gets altered. That is called as mutation. Sometimes the gene gets altered, which I'm saying it as mutation. So what happens is such mutated gene in this 46 chromosomes, on certain chromosomes, on certain genes, that genes get mutated. That mutated gene will affect the beta globulin, and this beta globulin, that impact on the beta globulin will make the RBC to change its shape. Usually the RBC is disc shaped, it will be disc shaped. But what happens is mutant gene will make the beta globulin to affect the shape of the RBC. So from disc shape, the RBC becomes into a crescent shape, or like a C shape, or like a sickle shape, Are you able to understand? See, very simple. Our humans, our body is made up of cell. Each cell has nucleus. Each nucleus has 23 pairs of chromosomes. That is 46 chromosomes. Each chromosomes are nothing but condensed DNA. Each chromosome is condensed DNA. Segments of DNA is called as gene. Okay, a particular chromosome, one particular chromosome in which when a gene gets mutated, see, let's not go into which chromosome, which gene is getting mutated, that is not required. Understand that in this 46 chromosomes, in one chromosome, that is in one condensed DNA, a gene gets mutated from the original gene. I said consider a book. A book is a DNA. Selective pages is gene. Okay, the selective pages, that information got changed. Imagine the information got changed. For some reason, we did not know information got changed. It happened. So the gene got mutated. The gene, there was some alteration in that original gene. That alteration in that original gene is making the beta globulin. Beta globulin is a component of hemoglobin. So the alteration in the gene, which is making the beta globulin to change the disc-shaped red blood cell into a sickle-shaped red blood cell. Okay, from red to sickle. Right. See, look at this image. So when we have a disc-shaped red blood cell, it can easily move into the capillaries. It can easily move into the capillaries in the blood vessels. It can easily carry the oxygen. But when the red blood cell size gets changed into a sickle or C-shaped, okay, or crescent shaped, whatever, when the shape is getting changed, what happens is, see, it is blocking the flow. It is blocking the flow of, because the shape that results in blocking of the flow of the red blood cells. That sickle, the red blood cell shape got changed into sickle. If it was disc shaped, it can move easily. Since it is sickle shaped, it gets accumulated. It gets struck in the capillaries. So it is not able to move easily. So because of that, different organs are not able to receive sufficient oxygen. That results in lot of complications. So the red blood cell shape got changed. Since shape got changed, it is not able to move in the blood vessels. Because it is not able to move, we are not able to carry the oxygen. The blood cells is not able to carry the oxygen to different parts of the body. The parts of the body, various organs get affected. Various organs gets affected. And remember, it is this hemoglobin, and this hemoglobin protein that is responsible for that red color of RBCs. Okay, that is responsible for that. Hemoglobin is also the pigment that gives the RBC their red color. Right? So I hope you got some clarity on this sickle disease, sickle cell disease. And you should know the sickle cell disease is a genetic disorder. The sickle cell disease is a genetic disorder. That is, it is inherited. It is inherited from parents. It is inherited from parents to children. It is inherited from parents to children. It is an autosomal. It is an autosomal recessive disorder. It is an autosomal recessive disorder. So what is this autosomal recessive disorder? Let me explain that.